Hello my lovelies, welcome to episode 3 of Mother Knows Best. Right, you're probably wondering what's going on. I can't find my stand to put my phone on it, or my ring light. I've put it away somewhere. Just to pre-warn you, there are going to be some trigger warnings in this video. Obviously with my coming out story, I'm going to be talking about mental health, gender exploring, sexuality. If it's triggering for you, just click onto another video or check out some of our previous guest videos. They're cool. Well, they're alright. Yes, so be patient because I don't normally film me doing my face. As you can tell with this weather, it's all cracked. So enjoy. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Right, hello, my lovely. Seeing as though it's Pride Month, I thought I'll do my face while talking about my coming out story. As the previous little segment warned, there will be some swearing, there'll be talk about gender exploring, sexuality exploring. There's going to be a lot of trigger warnings, just to pre-warn you. So, at the tender age of 16, I came out. Oh, that was a confident squirt. It's a confident jet. I need to find out. Oh, there. Right, okay. Way too early. As you can see, I've done my eyebrows because they take the longest, so let's get into it. So, during high school, from an early age, I knew I was different. Didn't know what the term was, what the words were, what the correct pronunciation, but I knew I was different, and I knew that I wrote some notes about this and I'm not even brought on with me, so we're going to have to wing it like we normally do. So, do it more quickly so I can carry on speaking. No, not speaking. You speak too much. So, I came out when I was 16, accidentally, because I used to hang around with a group of girls in high school for, safety. Everybody thought, oh, Nick's always hanging around with girls, he must be a ladies' man. Plot twist. No, these were my divas in school. I'm not going to say the names, but if you know who you are, I miss you, my lovelies. So there was on about a lad in our form, and they were saying how cute he looked, and I said, oh yeah, he's cute as well, and everybody just looked at me, and that's when I realised she fucked up. So I thought nothing of it, and I just went, left it off, and then it spread around like wildfire. And it was during a difficult time, because not only I had a couple of months left at high school, if I would have waited, things would have been a lot better. But it was also during a thing called Section 28, if you know what that is. If you don't, Section 28 was a stupid law that was announced where you could not discuss or promote homosexuality in schools. So if you came out, you could not go to a teacher for help. You couldn't talk to anybody basically, because you were a minor and you couldn't really get any help basically. And the high school I went to was not very tolerant, because I remember the first day, year 7, another student came out as gay on the first day, and I was thinking, right, okay, this is extremely brave. Like, either I could get singled out or join the pack. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's not right, for 5 years until I came out. But then I bumped into that student. We became friends after that, and we used to work together in a nightclub in Wakefield. Like I say, I'm not going to say anybody's names, but if you're watching, my darling, you're a fab. He's a DJ as well, so he's amazing. A fantastic DJ. So after I came out, I went home very, very quickly, but I got followed home. And I got pushed, shoved, punched and everything. But from years of bullying, you learn how to hide bruises and cuts and stuff like that, and that was when my first little dabble in makeup came along, because makeup can hide a multitude of sins, especially a demon like me. So I had to do the dreaded thing and tell my mother. Bearing in mind, I had a plan, because in our family we normally have an 18th birthday party, and I had a plan where I had a packed bag next to the door. I went to give a little speech, and I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm a faggot. I'm off." But no, that didn't happen. So I was 16, so I went home really upset. Mum found out that I was upset because my brother told her that I literally ran into my bedroom and didn't speak to anybody. So I told her, and she was like, okay, we need to tell your dad. I went, is that it? I was expecting, do you know when you rehearse something in your head? Unlike this script. And I had a whole monologue planned out if she wasn't okay with it, but my mother is the most understanding woman on the planet. My drag is loosely based on her. There's a fly in this shed. By the way, I'm getting ready in the shed because my other half doesn't like makeup in the house because it gets everywhere apparently. So, told my dad. Dad were absolutely fine with it. I was quite shocked actually. I was kind of scared about telling my nana because my nana did look after me for quite a bit of time because my mum and dad were moving around due to my dad's job, and there were some instances where I stayed at my nana's. So she were absolutely fine with it. My grandma didn't really speak on it. If you know me, I've spoke about my grandma where she's very old-fashioned, but she will tolerate it to an extent. She goes, I don't mind you being gay as long as you don't discuss it. And I went, there's me walking in with a fucking feather boa. Ooh. Right, I'm running out of this. I need to order some. So that was my coming out segment. Going back in time, at the age of 5, like I said earlier, I knew I felt different compared to the other kids in the school, primary school and playground. Knowing this, there was a lot of straight representation on the TV back in the 90s, and I used to get jealous of the women getting the men, and that was kind of like an incentive, like, oh, if I've got to like men, I've got to be a woman. So that kind of plays out later on in the story. So, but then on a morning, I used to get up early and watch a show called Big Breakfast, which had the one and only Louis Savage on it. Is that the right one? Oh, I don't know. I'm not a professional sweetheart, so just get it done. By the way, these products I'm not going to name because they're cheap as shit. But they are good. If you know how to use makeup, you know you can make anything work. Because my blending powder is literally talc. Oh, that's Chuggy. Went to school with her, Miss Chuggy. So I used to watch that, and my mum and dad were like, oh, what are you watching? I went, Funny Lady. So they were like, Nick thinks Lily's a real woman, just let him watch it. So that kind of played out in the future thing. So obviously with all confusion after I come out, I used to sneak, like any young kid back in the noughties, sneak into gay bars and see what the whole thing were about. And I went into a club, underage. This proves that bloody security was not good back then, but so 16-year-old me, I got talking to someone, nothing seeded or anything. Oh, by the way, I missed a segment. So anyway, yeah, after I came out, I'm going back now. After I came out in school, they stuck me into isolation because they did not know what they want to do with me. And they stopped me doing PE, which is physical education, is it? I don't know. They stopped me doing that for the other students' safety, and I went, that's fine. I'm quite happy to pick up litter and save the planet and go into the library and do studies. That's fine by me. I'm just like, for the other students' safety, have we seen the state of them? Munters. I'm sure they're all stunning now. But there were a couple of good people in school that stuck up for me, like, you know, when people were about to swing for me, they got in the way, stuck up for me and that, and some of them went to... I'm so scatterbrained today because it's really early and I've only had 2 cups of tea, so it's kind of like half asleep still. So I went to college, and this was shortly after I snuck into a gay bar and I got talking to someone. We're getting back now. So we're getting back now, and they were like, oh, so who are you? So we're like, oh, I've just come out, I don't know what I want, and this, that, and the other. Goes, well, if you like men, shouldn't you be a woman? Which played on my thing as a kid, where I was like, oh, I've got to be a woman, being gay is wrong. And it's like, when I was younger, I used to pray the gay away, because there was no representation back then. The only gay people I knew of on TV was Dale Winton, even though he was not gay, and Julian Clara. This is how delusional I was. I thought Lily was a real woman. She is in the heart of people. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I don't know. So in college, I had to literally come out again after that horrible ordeal. Some of my friends did come to college with me, and they once again stuck up for me. But then I would question my own gender, never mind my own sexuality. So I started living my life as a woman. So I went through a goth stage because I thought, oh, there are guys with long hair, that's acceptable. So I started growing my hair. I knew someone that would get me some hormones, so I started, like I said, trigger warning, like, I don't recommend doing this because I had no knowledge about what I was, what the safe procedure was, and this, that, and the other. And plus also at the time, I was really unwell mentally and physically because I was anorexic, because I was 6 stone, wet through at one point. You won't think that now. Look at me, look at the size of me. But, so like making new friends, and then I got introduced to the gay groups as Nikoal, but I still introduced myself as Nick, because I was like, Nick is short for Nicole. This is how my mind worked back then. So, you know, walking around as a woman, this, that, and the other. Didn't really tell my parents because they were still okay with the fact I was being gay. But during college, everybody likes to experiment during college. Oh, so I had a girlfriend at one point. That was my bi-lesbian phase when I was still Nikoal. That didn't last long because I still didn't know. I just basically said to others, look, I don't have a clue what I am, who I want to be. It's better on your mental health that I don't do this and carry on dating you. Love the girl, she understood. So, this isn't going on right. Oh, she's not a woman to date. So sorry, I'm going to be... I get easily distracted. I take piss at my other half for having ADHD. I think I've got it. Focus! So that was my gender journey. Like, during this time, we were going to different youth groups, and I got introduced to the most wonderful creature on this planet. You may know her. She's my one and only true drag sister, the one and only Glitz von Winkle. Because I went to Corn Exchange in Leeds, and what do I do next? This is really throwing me off. This is why I don't do makeup videos, because I'm like, I get... Normally muscle memory takes over. Does that look alright? To the blind. If you wonder what that noise is, it's fucking windy at the moment. Good old talc. See, my drag mother taught me, do drag on a budget, so translucent powder is talc. I have used some bizarre materials. I've used the end of a licorice stick warmed up for eyeliner. Don't recommend doing that. Oh God, I don't recommend breathing it in. Clown long. I've also used... Jesus Christ. I've also used chimney soot as eyeshadow. I've used boot polish for liquid eyeliner. Don't use that. All because I'm too tight. Hang on. God, we're like 13 minutes into the video and I'm not even... I knew I should have done this base before. When we take a break, I will be carrying on some stuff. So I got introduced to Glitz von Winkle at Corn Exchange. Because I heard this creature shouting, "Is there any other gays over here?" And back then I was just like, oh God, right, what do I do? Because I was living as Nikoal. So I was like, over here. She's like, oh, instant dislike. You know what I normally do is I do all my powders and then I take a little break because I call it cooking, if you know what that is. An old drag term, cooking. So for the first 2 years of our friendship, we couldn't stand each other. Love her to bits now. Now that we've grown up, finally. So, became friends after that. We started going to different gay groups. There was one group all the way in Halifax. Well, I'm not going to mention these places' names, but if you want information for like support for your young'un or even yourself, send us a message and I'll send you the contact details for these groups because they are amazing. They did kind of help, but I didn't know what I wanted to be back then. I still don't know what I want to be. I want to be painted, but that's not happening, is it? Please excuse some of my makeup brushes because I do not wash them, because I think if you're in a rush, and that there has been some times when I've had gigs and I had to get ready in like 15 minutes, and if there's makeup already on the brush, it helps. If you know what I'm doing, I'm sculpting. So I went to these different gay groups, and the one in Halifax, we got introduced to a trans man called James, who's absolutely lovely. And I started talking to James about the whole gender journey that they were going on, because I did not know myself, and we disclosed secrets and that, to where even to this day, well, I kind of told Glitz recently about my gender journey, and she was like, who gives a crap? And I'm like, I wish I had that mental mentality, especially when people are being idiots online. These turfs, get a grip. Nobody cares. If you're so concerned about what's between thy thighs, you're the pervert, not us. Just saying. And this whole rule about the toilet situation, get a grip. Honestly, UK government, we've taken a step back about 30 years. Get a grip. I'm digressing. So, started talking. We went to quite a few actually. We went to the Wakefield one because that's where we were based. I went to the Leeds one before I met Glitz. We went to Halifax. We went to Bradford. Bradford were quite cool because they used to go to a nightclub after. The ones that were of age. At this point, I was 18. Still Nikoal, not really telling anybody, so it's quite sad. Looking back now, I wish I had the confidence to tell people my truth, but I was just so upset, and I didn't know to this day. Even now, like, I don't class myself as anything because I've been 2 genders and 4 different sexualities. I identify as tired. I am physically and mentally tired. And all these young'uns now exploring their own existence and that. I think it's amazing because I wish I had the courage to do that. It's like I tip my hat and my wig to the people that paved the way before us, because some of these young'uns forget about who paved the way for us. Get off my soapbox. So, come on, Calvin Chic. Oh, hang on, I'm digressing again. Well, I look like I've been slapped by a Mars bar. How windy is it? Oh my gosh, shut the fires. So then, it was only when I was trying to tell Glitch years ago about what I wanted to be, and at this point she was like, who cares? Be yourself. And I was just becoming 19, and I wouldn't really call it regendering, but I went back to being Nick. And we discovered drag together. That's why I normally say I've been doing drag since I was 17, because, you know, being Nikoal, I would never not wish it away because it made me the person I am today, and I have so much empathy for the trans community, and I do class myself as part of that community, because during being Nikoal, there was a lot of people that look out for me, especially like when I turned 18 and I was going into the clubs and that, and I would literally focus on them because I felt safer than our own community, because there's a lot of transphobia within the gay community, which is sad because people forget their history. But yeah, retransitioned as Nick, and then me and Glitz started doing drag. So my original drag name was Madam Nikoal Gothic. We changed that. Glitz's original name was Lady Glitz Glamour. No lady about her. What's next? Oh, yeah, highlight. But we had two other drag sisters that joined us. So there was Petra and Ophelia. Not the Ophelia, that's my daughter. There was another Ophelia. And we thought back then we had to choose, like, drag titles. Because it was like the... What year was this? 2005, I believe. And we thought we had to have drag names and titles. So I chose Madam because I've always liked Madam. And Glitz chose Lady, Ophelia chose Mistress, and Petra chose Ms. So there were Miss Petrilium. She didn't get it until we explained it was petrol basically with fuel. She went, oh yeah. There was... Where's my highlight powder? Bear with. Right, found it. I should have laid all this out like a proper professional, but no. No. Betwixt my thighs. There were Mistress Ophelia Dick, which was like, okay, choices. And yeah, there was Lady Glitz Glamour in that. So we were known as the Sisterhood. We named our little drag troupe the Sisterhood. And then Ophelia, also another Nick, was from Halifax, and Petra was from Wakefield. So it was a nice little clique that we had. Ophelia disappeared. We fell out with Petra. So it was just me and Glitz. During this time we were living together. We was doing shows around Wakefield. We years ago there used to be a gay night once a month uptown on top of Westgate. So Glitch used to do X-Spies to do like a Havana, and we used to swap and join forces and do double acts. Because our double act back then were the Sisters of Sleaze. She chose the name, not me. I would have been like, let's just call ourselves Not This. Especially back then. Ooh. And we had drag mentors. So my drag mother was Madam Connie. And Glitz's drag mother was Stella. Stella was the manager of the pub and club that we worked at. Connie was the DJ and the chef at the pub that I worked at. And there was also Blanche, Ore, Sambuca. There was Lexi. There was other queens from Birdcage as well when the Birdcage was still in Leeds. We classed them as our aunties. So I've just got that in my eye. So what I'm doing now, I'm laying down the powder so the powder warms to the face so it kind of sticks. I don't do primer. It's a myth. I don't believe in it. It's like I got taught, if your skin's dry, the makeup will stick to it. None of this like, oh, I'm going to get some dew on my face. My teeth are yellow. I need to whiten my teeth. I've got a Pride event this weekend on the 29th at Batley, so if you're around, come and see us. There's going to be myself, Mrs. Ophelia Later, and Ariel 51, two of my daughters, and some fantastic name. Anna Volante's going to be there. Oh, love Anna. I want to meet her. Like, when she won Dragula, my God, she did the UK proud. She really did. I didn't know that girl could be so spooky. I love it. Digressing. So we saw them as our drag mentors, and they were vicious. I'm not going to tiptoe around it. They are vicious. And why do I look like a skull from, like, Indiana Jones? Amon Shiba. It's not insensitivity, it's just a movie reference. Get over it. So yeah, so now, this kind of falls into, you know, my current my current stance. because they were so vicious and cutthroat, and they didn't mean it maliciously, apart from when they've had too many shots. But I apologise. But this is why it kind of leads into like, I want to be the nice one in this, because when you see a group of queens together, it's quite like, oh shit. Like, it is a bit. But the race, and it's just like, it's one of the reasons why I don't go see a drag show, because I will race with such a high standard by all these like really professional queens that I know, it's going to sound shady, I don't mean it to be shady, I know I'm going to get disappointed, because I got taught the perfect way. That sounds shady. Right, my darlings, I'm going to take a little break and let this bake, and when I come back, I'm more or less going to be sculpting my eyes, so see you in a bit. Woman. Well, that break lasted a bit longer than I thought. Dogs were kicking off. By the way, I've got 3 dogs. Oh, love them. Shout out to Kelly, Mango and Lily. Lily's my little baby. Right, so where were I? So I've done my eyes. This is how I normally do my eyes. So what are we on about now? So the reason why I became mother, or have I, wow, burnt toast, as I've been known to some people as the mother of many, because I've got 58 kids. It started off with my first ever daughter. Bearing in mind, these are not all drag daughters. These are all kids of different sexualities, different genders. Literally, I have a flag for everybody, more or less. It's like, Pokemon, gotta catch those flags. And my first daughter came up to me and she said that she got kicked out for being lesbian, and it was when I was kind of living at home, but I was like literally sofa surfing, because back then, not knowing who I was, I wanted to go to these different clubs, experience everything. It's my wings are level. How windy is it? My goodness. So, she came up to me and said, I've been kicked out for being lesbian. And I said, right, come and stay with me until you get self sorted. Like, we helped her with, you know, getting a name on the Wakefield Council list. She didn't have a job at the time, so I helped her get a job. She was a glass collector at a club I used to work in uptown. And she was like, oh, cheers, mother. I went, I don't want to be known as mother. This is how it started. So, I've missed loads. So then it went from 1 to 7, so all of them girls, so I nicknamed them my 7 deadly sins, and then 4 more came on. Bearing in mind that these kids were getting kicked out for being their true selves, so I was just like literally scooping them up, helping them out, pointing them in the right direction, because I was like, it was so humbling, the fact that the way my parents reacted to me coming out and being my true self, it was wonderful. I wanted to reflect that onto them, saying there is someone looking out for you. And to this day, I'm helping quite a lot of, well, they're no longer young'uns now, but they still call me mother. But like, there was one of my kids is straight, and he got kicked out because he had gay dads, and they were taking piss out of him because he was straight. Apparently heterophobia is the thing. Although the people that do say, when straight pride, and I was like, right, okay, I will come round to your house and beat you up for being straight. I won't, because I can't even knock a fart out, but I need to carry on. Right, I'm going to do my blush. I use eyeshadow because it kind of matches my eyes. Swirl that around. Marry the highlight and the contour together. I'll go around because I like it to complete. So yeah, so this one kid literally didn't have any house skills, and you would have thought we're having 2 gay dads, they would have like made him house proud. No, he was supposed to stay with me for a couple of days. 3 months later, he finally left. But he's happy now. He's got a really good job. He sends me a Mother's Day card, which I think's lovely. Like, there was some kids that were really suffering with mental health, and I were helping them put in the right directions. And one of my girls was so her self-esteem was so low. It was so shocking. I thought we're not going to see her again. So I helped her, and she's a mum now, and her daughter is so amazing. I think she's got another one on the way, I'm not quite sure, but she lives down south now, but she'll be fine down south, because everything's alright down south apparently. If it's not in Yorkshire, it's trash. Right, try and, oh, I need to redo me doodah. I haven't got the aircon in here, so powder is sticking to my face, so this should be fun. I'm only doing a couple of TikToks and a couple of videos. Might do a video for an advert, but there you go. I'm selling penny pads. Highlight. Marry that together. So in order it was, what is that? Have I not, oh yeah, I've got eyeshadow right on my temple, right on my temple. So it went from 7 Deadly Sins to the 4 Horsemen, and then it was the Zodiacs, and it was the Chinese Zodiacs. Bearing in mind there's a lot of kids. Some of them, unfortunately, I don't talk to because they don't know how to behave, and I raised them better. Oh my god, what's that? Oh, sorry. Lippies. It's just the way they got tricked by their own parents and they started acting like a monster. I had to quickly resolve that. No longer suit to them. Why am I doing it that big mirror? I need this small one. Which is a shame, really. But if you act a fool, you're going to get treated like a fool. So I'm going to carry on with my drug story. Like, yeah, so I worked in different clubs, worked in different cities. I think the best town I worked in was Southport, because it was the fact that where the pub was, the beach was across the road. So I was like, I want to get some cheesy chips and sit on the beach. It were amazing. Worked in Lincoln. Oh, shout out to the Scene. It is such a good venue. It's amazing. Not sure about that. So, hang on, I got that. You know what? I'm going to pause it for a second, do my lips. Be right back. Oh God, I don't do it. That's better. Right, mouth's done, so I can talk now. So, what was I on about? So obviously working in different venues. Lincoln were good. I used to work in Bradford. Not really worked in Leeds. I did work a men's club in Leeds one time and I got a pint glass thrown on my head. Not shouting out to them. That was when I was really young though. Oh my god. Right, a little tip. Obviously if you've got makeup on, get the end of a brush and tickle your nose. Oh, that's better. God, I'm gross. Bear with. Why have I got nothing laid out? I am so... Hang on. God's sake, where is everything? I'm going to try and do my lashes, but I do an old drag trick. I use Copydex, which is carpet glue. The kids tell me off for this. Like, you're going to end up blind. I went, oh, Liz, I'd have to look at you. Oh, hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Duh. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Copydex, but if you do want to give me a sponsor, please do. Don't recommend doing this. This is how I got taught, because it dries kind of like... Oh my goodness, what is that? Oh, she's nasty. Kind of dries like rubber, so it kind of stays on. These lashes, my god, I've had these for about 5 years and not chucked them away. I just keep taking the bits of glue off. Don't recommend doing that. I'm quite a pig really when I do drag, but hey-oh. Right, this is the moment of truth where it actually goes on properly. We'll keep that wet for the meanwhile because I can judge it about then. See if it lines up. So why don't don't do bloody thing. No, mate, I'm always swearing, so you're quite privileged me not effing and jeffing. Effing and jeffing. So normally when I get ready on live, my kids are normally taking piss out of me because I'm just like an old woman kicking off. Because I am an old woman. Oh wow, that did not work. Bear with. Dry. I'll do it for the meanwhile until I do the rest of my face. So what else do I need to do? I'm going to stick a bit more highlight on. So yeah, so it started developing into like drag kids, and then some of them I don't talk to anymore because they don't know how to behave. Some of them, one of them I cancelled because the way she was acting was affecting my position at this club, and I was like, I've got to get rid of her. And of course I had to talk to her. Management found it funny, but I didn't. I think they're doing alright, but time will tell. Right, okay. This is the one bit I hate. The one thing I love about drag is taking it off. And I had to do my mouth really wide. Why is that cracked? Oh my goodness. This is such fun. So yeah, so doing like different Pride events, done Waitful for quite a lot of years. I've attended Leeds Pride. Not sure we're doing it this year because it does get really, really busy, and it's, believe it or not, I suffer with anxiety. And you're probably thinking, how's that possible when you're a drag queen? But 9 times out of 10, I do focus my anxiety into energy, and it empowers me, thinking, we're going to get through this. I like those lips. Oh, God. I'm going to have to do them bigger. Stunning. That'll do. It's just gonna be a pair of lips and eyelashes. So, what other prides that I've done? Done Bradford Pride. That were quite fun. Busy. Doing Batley Pride this weekend. I did Castle Pride last year. It was starting up, so there were me and a couple of the girls and that. Like, it was quite fun. Interesting, but it was fun. This is not the moment. If you can see, it's because I'm sweating, because I don't have aircon on because it'll just blow everything. While she takes a sip. I like to have a cup of tea while I'm getting ready. Normally I have like an audiobook on while I'm getting ready, or I'm on live. If you like audiobooks, check out Big Finish. Love it, especially if you like Doctor Who. But they do other stuff like Robin Hood, Sherlock, they do Space 1999, which I used to watch as a kid, I used to love. So I suppose like the moral of this little like video is to give you a little dive into my background. The fact that, you know, it doesn't matter what journey you're on, it doesn't even matter about the destination. I think it's the people you meet on the way. And the fact, you know, you can meet so many wonderful people going on your own journey. You can meet some shitty ones as well, which is shown previously. It's quite sad. I'm not even going to mention them because even thinking about them is upsetting me, the way they behaved. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. It's a shame that not everybody knows what really happened. I know the true story. But I'm not going to be that person. These lips are bleeding. Oh. What is this? So in a couple of seconds, I'm going to get ready. 1 minute, my loves. And we're back. I've got to do this video very, very quickly because I am sweating. I don't know what's going on with this face. I've done my contour too. I don't know. But yes, thank you so much for watching my coming out story. I didn't include some of the details because they are quite upsetting, and I was getting upset while writing them down. So, you know the gist of it. The fact that you can literally be whoever you want. Especially, it doesn't matter about Pride Month. You could be whoever you want, whenever. Just be your true self. Don't let anybody put you down. And the fact that all these people saying stuff, they're not paying your bills. They're not tucking you in at night. Pay them no heed. Trolls. But once again, thank you so much for watching my video, my darlings. And I hope it kind of enlightened you to live your true self, or even if you're not out, stay safe. Oh, I had to pick the most heaviest outfit. Oh, look at that. Oh. I'm back in my games room. I can't find my stand or my phone, so literally I look like I'm in the Blair Witch Project. I am the creature in the Blair Witch Project. Oh. But yeah, once again, thank you so much. And for our next podcast, we're going to have a very special guest. I need to choose, though. If you've got any suggestions, bob it in below in the comments. Or if you want to volunteer yourself, do it. Be a victim. Not like that, but... My goodness, it is getting so warm and my face is cracking. Bye, my lovelies. Take care.